Hi, I hope everyone is doing great today. Okay, so after a few rounds of practice, I am ready to go. So today's webinar are the 7 lessons to go from stuck in a rut to thriving in life, love, and your purpose. I'm Dr. Jenna Zellers, for those of you who haven't met me yet, and I'm so excited to dive into these 7 lessons that have literally changed my life, where I have gone from stuck in a rut to really loving, appreciating, and having nothing but gratitude for all things that come into my life. So I'm so excited to share. We are broadcasting this via Zoom for those of you who registered online, and we're also broadcasting this on Facebook Live. So feel free, if you have any questions along the way, you can comment below or to the side. Wherever the comment bars are, you can ask questions, and I would be more than honored to get to those for you. So you are here because this idea of being stuck in a rut is something that follows you around. It's like the black cloud that's up above that, you might do something and you go, all right, yay, like I accomplished something. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm stuck again. Like you're constantly spinning your wheels. And I was there too. I have been spinning my wheels for years, decades, trying to get to where I wanted to go in life, and just really felt just so stuck. Like everything I would try, I would have like fleeting moments of happiness. And so if that sounds like it's something that you struggle with too, then you've come to the right place, because I have 7 great lessons for you to help you on your journey. So I want to dive in and let you know a little bit about who I am. So yeah, I'm Dr. Jenna Zellers. I am a chiropractor, and I have been for 7 years. And I'm also a wife, a stepmom of 2 teenagers. I'm a lot of things, and it's funny that I get to this slide because I went to this trade show the other day, and it was far away from my office. So I didn't go there as a chiropractor. I didn't go there to promote my office. I was there supporting a friend. We were selling essential oils. I was giving people back massages, and I had a brochure there for my new life coaching program. So here I am, a chiropractor, I'm doing yoga, I'm doing essential oils, I'm massaging backs, I'm life coaching, and I had someone come up to me and goes, oh wow, you're the jack of all trades, the master of none. And when he said that, it hurt me. Like it was like a stab in the gut, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he just said that. And I was like, you know what? Maybe he's right. Like, I'm not good at anything. Here I am, trying so hard to be a successful chiropractor, trying so hard to run my business and also promote my side passion, my new passion project. And here I am. Someone called me, I'm the jack of all trades. And so I went home and I mulled that comment over for about 24 hours. Like it was literally affected me. It was affecting my mood. It was affecting my mindset. And I really asked myself, is that really true? Am I the master of nothing, or the jack of all trades, the master of nothing? And I started thinking about that. And what I realized is that I had become the master of one thing. Everything that I was doing was all leading me to become a master of one thing. And that one thing was taking care of myself. I had become the master at learning how to exactly take care of my every need, to take care of my body, my mind, and my soul. I had become the master of really embodying who I was, what I was supposed to be, and how to make sure that I am taking care of this vessel so that it can take care of me and my purpose. And so then I also realized that because I'm so good at this, and of all the things that I've learned along the way, I get to take this experience and now teach it to other people. So my why, my passion, my goal, really, I figured this out just a couple weeks ago. I've always had a why, like, my why is to take care of other people. My why is to teach. My why is to inspire. But just last weekend, I realized that my why is actually the 6-year-old version of myself. Because the 6-year-old version of myself, 25 something years ago, learned that for some reason, her subconscious belief since she was little was that she didn't deserve to thrive. 6 years old, I grew up believing, whether it was true or not, my subconscious belief was that I didn't deserve to thrive. And I have literally, that pattern, that thought pattern, that subconscious belief, it has been the dark cloud above me this entire journey. And I know that until we get to our subconscious beliefs, we all have subconscious beliefs that don't serve us. Until we can dig them out and work on them and get rid of them, they're literally guiding and directing our lives, our decisions, the people who we attract in our lives. So my why is my 6-year-old self. I want to inspire other people that you don't have to be stuck. You don't have to be stuck in a rut. You don't have to allow your subconscious beliefs to run your life and dictate your life. You can exchange those thoughts for new beliefs that actually serve you, that actually guide you and direct you. I have exhausted that old belief and exchanged it for a new one that I do deserve to thrive. I deserve to thrive in all areas of my life, and I'm going to help you do the same thing. So my passion is helping. My passion is teaching. My passion is leading. My passion is solving problems. And my goal today is that through my education, through my passion, through my enthusiasm, that my goal is that I reach you, that I reach you so that you too will want to shine bright, so that you too can reach your passion, so that you too can overcome these subconscious beliefs that are holding you down and keeping you from living that life that you totally deserve, that you dream about, that it is there, but you just can't figure out how to get there because you're in your own way. My goal is to help you get out of your own way today. So yes, we want to shine bright, right? So I believe that the brighter we shine, the more fully we are able to express our life, the bigger impact we're going to have in the lives of other people. So my goal, I want to shine bright. I want to shine bright because I know that when I step into my power and when I shine bright, I'm reaching my purpose, and my purpose is to inspire and lead you to do the same thing in your own life. So what would that look like to you? What I want to ask you today, if you could just close your eyes and for a moment, imagine loving your life. Imagine surrounding yourself with people who love and inspire you also, who fill you up when you hang out with them. Imagine that you have the health and well-being of your dreams, that you are healthy, happy, vibrant. Imagine that. Imagine that you wake up every single day inspired about your life. Could you imagine? Could you imagine how amazing your life would be if you felt that way? If you felt totally on purpose every single day? If you felt like the world, the universe, they had your back, that everything you were doing, you were taken care of. Could you imagine what that would feel like? So that's when I decided, because this was my goal, this was my passion, this was my purpose, is that I was going to take my life's work and make it a message to share with other people. So I created this message of mend yourself well, body, mind, and soul. This is my passion project. This is what I am pouring my heart and soul into because I know this message needs to reach more lives. This message will change lives when it does. When we get really, really good at taking care of ourselves, our whole world around us starts to change and improve, and wonderful things start to happen when we take care of ourselves. Now, I've been there. I've been stuck in a rut. I was taking care of other people. I ignored myself. I ignored my needs. I knew that there was a calling for something else. And that's when the Mend Yourself Well message was born. I took a 7-day sabbatical to escape my life's responsibilities because I just knew that something was missing. I knew I wasn't quite right. I knew I wasn't healthy and happy like I knew I was capable of. I knew I was just a breakthrough away from having the life that I had loved. I had spent 2 years, from 2015 when I got really depressed to 2017, I'd spent 2 years working on this project. I knew something was coming. So I got away for 7 days, and that is where I created the Mend Yourself Well message. And I knew that become January, I was going to start sharing this message. So in January, I started a podcast, super excited about that. And now we have a coaching program as well, which I'll share a little bit more about that as well. All right, so my story, I hope it's okay with you today, if you're watching, that I share my story with you, because in my story, that's where I've learned the lessons. And these lessons are here to guide and inspire your journey as well. So if it's not okay with you, then we're in a little bit of a problem, because I've already created this entire slideshow based on my life, my lessons, because I know how they're going to help and inspire you. So I have 7 lessons for you. Let me tell you a little bit about me first before I get into the lessons, so you can see kind of how I should have had everything going for me. So yeah, I've been a chiropractor for 7 years. I built the practice of my dreams. I married my best friend. I have 2 wonderful stepchildren. I'm making great money. We travel all the time. I really feel like from the outside, I have been living the dream for the last 7 years. But I couldn't figure out why I just never really felt satisfied with my life, my marriage, or my practice. Like, it just never felt right. And I knew better. I knew that there was something missing. I knew that life wasn't supposed to feel like that. I had a tug deep inside of me to go after more, to go after better, to find that missing piece of the puzzle so that I could start thriving in life. Because even though it looked like from the outside that I had it all together, from the inside, I just never felt right. And I couldn't take it. I thought my husband's job was to make me happy. I literally thought that as long as he would do this for me, I would be happy. Excuse me. I also had what's called shiny penny syndrome. And I think this is really common with a lot of entrepreneurs, is that we think that if we buy this or we have that, that's suddenly going to change our lives, that it's suddenly going to make everything better. So I had shiny penny syndrome in my life, in my business, especially my business. I thought, well, if I would just buy this software for my office, everything would be great. If I would just go to this seminar, I would learn this and I can share it with my patients and everything would be great. I became a chronic accomplisher. I went to seminars. I got as many certifications as I could. I started checking things off on my bucket list. I felt like if I could do all of those things, then finally I could be happy. I would be at the level of success that I wanted. I could be able to help more people. I felt like if only I could have, be, or do this, then I would be this. Then I would be successful or happy. If I could have this, I'd be happy. If I could do this, I'd be successful. If I could be up on stage, I would be happy. I would be satisfied. I would be successful. I was constantly spinning my wheels, and I was putting everyone else before me. My business ran my entire life. When I wasn't at my office, I was at my home thinking about my office, thinking about my business, and how I could figure out how to just take it to the next level. My whole life was pretending. I was pretending I was happy. I was pretending I was successful. I was pretending I had it all together. I was pretending every single day that I was thriving, and I was far from it. You see, when I did all these things, what it did is it actually pulled me in all of these different directions, and it created maximum tension in my life where I felt like at any moment I was going to have to, if you were juggling, I was like any second, all the balls were going to become crashing down. I was getting nowhere, and I was tired of it. So after years and years of doing this, in 2015, I hit rock bottom because I had been running on empty for 31 years. I had been running on empty, putting everyone else's needs before mine, and I had enough and I couldn't do it anymore. I had no gas to keep going. I hated my life. I felt hopeless, helpless, and desperate for a better way. I knew that something had to change. I knew I could not go this way much longer. And the only thing I hadn't tried yet was fixing me. So as 2015 continued on, the year got worse and worse. And I literally was crashing and burning. I was probably weeks away from having to close the doors of my office. I literally could not face going to work anymore. And my husband and I had a talk, and he suggested that I go to the doctor and I check my hormones and possibly get on some antidepressants because that would just help me cope. It would help me deal with what was going on. And I agreed with him. I was desperate. I knew that lots of people were counting on me, and I had to do something. I couldn't just lay in bed. I couldn't be depressed anymore. I had to do something. So I had two choices. I could get on antidepressants, or I could look in the mirror and I could start to fix me. I could start to change me. I knew better. I knew antidepressants were not the answer. I knew that if I was going to get on prescription antidepressants, that was only going to make my problem worse. It was only going to suppress my problem even more. It was only going to make it even harder to finally get well if I didn't look in the mirror and say, what's the problem here? Let's fix this. Let's get to the bottom of this. Let's get to the root cause of why I felt this way. You see, pain is a very good teacher. If we try to cover up our pain and our problems and our hurt and our guilt and our emotions, then we can't feel things. When we get on antidepressants, we can't feel things. It numbs our emotions so that we could cope with life better. That was not the answer for me, because I knew that those emotions were there so that I could deal with them, so that I could handle them, so that I could fix them. They were teaching me a lesson. And it is now the lessons that I've learned that I get to teach you. And the first lesson is that you always have a choice. No matter where you are in life, no matter how stuck you feel, you always have a choice. You always have a choice, like I did, antidepressants or getting to the root cause. You have a choice of the people you hang out with. You have a choice of how you spend your time, how you spend your money. You have a choice of how you feel in the morning. Believe it or not, you have a choice in everything. And in my lesson, in my journey, I chose, when I was stuck and I hated my life, I chose to reinvent myself. It seemed like one of the only options that I had left, because all the accomplishments, all the bucket list things, all the things that I was doing was not helping me feel better. So I chose to like completely reinvent myself so that I could build a life that I love. And 2 years and 4 months later, I can sit here today in front of my computer screen. If you were here face to face, I'd look you in the eye and I would tell you, I absolutely love my life. I'm so passionate about it. I'm so excited about it. It fulfills me every single day, and I'm excited to get up in the morning because of these lessons that I've learned, and I've implemented them in my life. And these lessons now run my life instead of all the other things that used to run my life that brought me down and kept me feeling stuck in a rut. You see, I had to figure out what I really wanted to get out of that rut. I had to figure out what would make me happy. I had to figure out what I was really good at. I had to figure out where my life was headed and how I had control over it. I had to figure out what I really wanted and where I really wanted to go, and you can do the same thing too. And that brings me to lesson number 2. Lesson number 2 is to question everything. You see, when you have a choice of which way to go, you get to question and ask yourself, is that really what I want? You get to question everything. I started questioning what I believed in. You see, we're all, I don't know if brainwashed is the right word, but we're all, it's not even inspired. We are all taught to believe what our mothers, fathers, teachers, preachers, society, we are conditioned to believe the things that we were taught from a young age. It's just how it is. But you have to ask yourself, does your soul really believe that? Does your soul really want that? You have to ask yourself what you're truly capable of. Because I think being stuck in a rut, we really get started to think that we're not capable of much. We start to feel like, no matter what we try, we just keep getting knocked down. It's kind of like that analogy when they captured all these flies and they put these flies in a glass jar. And the flies would try to fly out of the jar, but they would be hit by the lid of the jar, and so they'd go falling down. Well, the more they tried to do that, the more they realized, oh, there's a ceiling here and I can't get past that. And so as soon as they removed the lid on the jar of these flies, the flies stopped trying to even get out of the lid because they had conditioned themselves that they were not possible. So they were just going to stay put where they are. And I think that happens in life to us, is we think because we tried once and we failed, we're not truly capable of something. So you have to ask yourself, whatever you really want, you really are capable of. That dream inside of you is not there by accident. So what do you really want in your life? How far will you go? What boundaries will you cross? How far and how much are you willing to put your blood, sweat, and tears into starting to thrive in life? Getting out of that rut and starting to thrive. How far, how much do you want it? You see, the more you want it, the more you will do anything to have it. And I think the more pain that we have and the more struggle we have, the more we really, really, really want it. So that's another lesson. Don't go on antidepressants because they're going to numb your pain. You won't feel that desire to change. So you actually get to decide, you get to question, back to questioning everything. You get to decide the people in your life and who they are and how, you don't have to hang out with people who gossip all day. When I first moved to this town, I felt like all my friends, all they wanted to do was gossip. And that literally robbed my soul of vitality. I couldn't take it. I left those friends. I said, "C'est la vie. I'm going to go off here and I'm going to work on my purpose while you guys gossip because that doesn't make me a better person." So you get to decide how you spend your time. You get to decide where your path is taking you. And you get to decide if you have the level of health and wellness that you desire and deserve, and if you don't have it, there are things that you can do about it to turn that around. And that brings me to lesson number 3. to trust your gut. You see, this has been one of the most life-changing lessons that I've learned, and I teach my clients how to tap into this power that's within them to truly trust your gut. Because when you trust your gut, you're going to make decisions that align with your soul. You're going to make decisions that will keep guiding you and pushing you on that path that you are meant for. When you're listening to the voices upstairs and you're trying to reason and analyze everything, you're actually not going with the flow. You're not going with, when you try to say, oh, well, this will just be easier, you're ignoring that gut calling. You're ignoring your path is literally laid out in front of you. And when you try to analyze it and you go against your gut, you're actually making it harder and harder to go forward in that path that's calling you. Hey, Michelle, thank you so much. We do need to dream bigger, don't we? I'm glad you're watching. Okay, so C.S. Lewis said this: pain insists upon being attended to. God whispers to us in our pleasures, speaks to us in our consciousness, but shouts in our pains. It is his megaphone to rouse a deaf world. How many of us need to be woken up? And this brings me to lesson number 4. Change your thoughts. I don't meet very many people that constantly have a positive mental attitude. And just since January this year, so not even 2 full months yet, my husband and I made a commitment to start thinking positively, to start thinking in all moments, to find that silver lining. We decided that instead of focusing on the negatives, instead of watching the news, instead of thinking that we can't do something, thinking that there's never enough money, thinking that, people are a certain way and there's, that's never going to change. We started changing our thoughts. We started changing how we viewed the world, and the world now, our world around us is transforming. It is like we look around and go, I can't believe this is happening. And it's all because we changed our thoughts. Henry Ford was considered crazy because he wanted to mass produce a vehicle and put a vehicle in every home. And people thought he was crazy. And it is because of him today that every home has multiple vehicles. And he said, if you think you can do a thing or you think you can't do a thing, you're right. It is up to you to change your thoughts, and your thoughts will literally dictate your destiny. Your thoughts create your actions. Your thoughts create your beliefs. Your thoughts create your emotions. We can literally exchange our emotions just by exchanging the thoughts that we have upstairs. It's been amazing. And I teach my patients and my clients how to do this very thing. One lady that I've been working with for only 4 weeks, this was one of the biggest lessons that she has learned, was to change her thoughts. And this is what she says: in just 4 weeks of working with Jenna, there is more laughter and positivity in my home. I am attracting more smiles and pleasant conversations every day. My coworkers even mentioned the change that they see in me. I now have a desire to reach goals I've never imagined having. I'm going full speed in the right direction, and I'm not looking back. Tamara has struggled for 31 years too. She was just like me. She was stuck in a rut, and we started working with her, and the first thing we worked on was changing those thoughts, and she is building a life that she loves. She has a better relationship with her husband, a better personal outlook on her own life. Her job is going well, and everything around her, the environment around her, is literally transforming because she did this one thing, and that was to change her thoughts. It's amazing. And this brings me to lesson number 5. When you change your thoughts, it might be a little uncomfortable. You might have to now start to think of new ways that you can show up in the world. And these new things, these new ways that you show up, creates a little discomfort, right? Because it's new. And humans, we are not programmed to like new. We like things to stay the same. But we are also human beings, and the human race is meant to evolve and build and grow. And growth will only happen outside of your comfort zone. So when you want to start building the life that you love, when you want to start getting unstuck from that rut, and you want to start thriving in life, it's going to take moments that you have to get outside of your comfort zone. Because if you see this picture here, the magic only happens outside of your comfort zone. And I would agree with this, that every time I stepped outside of my comfort zone, and every time I took the next step, as uncomfortable as it was, I literally felt my life expand, my options expand, my opportunities expand. Being here live with you a year ago would have been something I never would have been able to do. But I've gotten outside of my comfort zone, and I love sharing this. I believe with the testimonies that come in and me sharing these stories, that this is the magic. This is where the magic's happening, outside of my comfort zone, because it'd be really comfortable. It's a Friday. I haven't had lunch yet. It'd be really comfortable to just go and have lunch and sit back and put some yoga clothes on and go, you know what? I have nothing to do today. But I knew that I have to be here today. I have to be here sharing with you these lessons that have impacted my life so that you can get unstuck and start thriving in your own life. And this is bringing me now to lesson number 6. So one thing I've already shared with you was my husband and I changed our way of thinking in January. We made that New Year's resolution to not only change our belief system, but to also practice gratitude. So every single morning, if we are in person, we say it in bed. It's the first thing we say. We say what we're grateful for and what our intentions are for the day. And if he leaves early and goes to work or goes to school, we call each other in the morning on his commute, and we talk about what we're grateful for. Every single day, we have not missed a day since January of practicing what we're grateful for. And when you practice what you're grateful for, the universe starts to bring you more things to be grateful for. And this is totally true. I have seen this happen. I am experiencing this every single day. And because this practice is so new to me, I'm still amazed at what the universe is providing because of what we're grateful for. It's truly been remarkable to practice gratitude, to be thankful of the house you live in, the car you have, the job you have, the finances you have, the relationships you have. When you tell your husband every single day that you're grateful for him, guess what? He's going to show up a little bit brighter. It's going to make his day, and he's going to be grateful for you. And when you say those things to each other, you're literally boosting each other up and raising the vibration in your home. And you have nothing left to be upset about because things around you are just getting better and better. So I think one thing that I used to struggle with, one thing that really brought me down, was that I always had these expectations. I always had these expectations that, one, that my husband would make me happy. I always expected things to go a certain way. I had so many expectations on what a perfect life looked like. I was trying to plan and prepare for that I never even got to sit back and enjoy the fruits of my life. And now that we're practicing gratitude, I don't have any expectations. These expectations are melting away. When you trade your expectations for appreciation, and the world changes instantly. That is a quote from Tony Robbins, who I love and admire. And every time I hear him talk, I'm like, oh, I want to be like Tony Robbins. He's so amazing. And this brings me to lesson number 7. Just like I follow Tony Robbins, and I follow other mentors, and I follow other people and coaches, and I hire coaches, and I hang out with people who inspire and lift me up, it is because if you want to go from stuck where you are to thriving in your life, you have to seek the answers and support that are going to help guide you in that direction. And that's where life coaching comes in. And that's why I have a coach. And that's why I am a coach, is because I see that people just need a little bit of help, just a little bit of fine tuning, a little bit of advice or an outsider's perspective to start shifting the direction that your life is going in. Because without those outsider perspectives and without that support, it is so easy to stay stuck in a rut. And if you really want to grow and you really want to expand and you really want to step into that version of yourself that you are meant to be, that you're meant to be and you're meant to shine bright, you have to have help. You have to have the help of people who have gone through a similar path. People who have paved the way for you are going to help your journey. You see, it took me 2 years to get to where I am today. I had to go through 2 years of figuring all this out, and I did it all by myself. And looking back, I think that had I hired the right people to help me, I would have probably been able to go through that same journey in half the time, if not a quarter of the time, the quarter of the struggle. I spent so much money, so much energy trying to figure out the path that I would go on, that had I just had the people in my corner helping me, supporting me, guiding me, and helping take that journey and make it a little less painful, I probably would be in a little different place today. But I did it by myself, and that's okay, because I learned what works and I learned what doesn't work. And in January, when I started hiring the right people to support and guide me, it's now able to help me take my message to help more people do the same thing. So sometimes the people around you won't understand your journey. They don't need to. It's not for them. So we are all on our own journeys. I totally get that. I totally honor that. I totally love the fact that each one of us are on our own journey. And see, the old me, the people pleaser in me, used to feel like I had to explain myself to every single person who came in my path. And now I realize that I get to step into my greatness, that I get to step into a life that sets my soul on fire, that literally gives me excitement every single day to get out of bed. And I don't need to justify myself to anybody. I don't need to explain myself to anybody. I'm literally loving my life. So let's just recap here real fast. So lesson number 1, you always have a choice. No matter how stuck you are, you have a choice to stay there or to get out of that rut. You have a choice of every step along the way, what that journey is going to look like for you. Now, if you start to question everything, if you question what you believe, what you do, how you spend your time, who you hang out with, if you start taking an inventory of your life and questioning everything, you're going to start getting better answers. You see, the quality of questions that you ask will dictate the quality of answers you receive. So you literally want to start questioning everything. Stop acting like a zombie and going through life just thinking that you have to do and be and have everything that everybody's ever told you to have. No, you too can reinvent yourself, and you can reinvent yourself to actually love your life. That's what Tamara's doing, and it's been amazing. So lesson number 3 is you want to learn how to trust your gut. When you learn how to trust your gut, you're going to start following a path that is meant for you. And when you change your thoughts, which is lesson number 4, you're literally going to change your whole life. Tony Robbins says, your thoughts dictate your destiny. And when you change your thoughts, you will literally watch the world around you start to change, to start to improve. The vibration of the things around you and the things that you start attracting in your life, because you believe that you can, it will happen and your life will change. And it's happened in my life. I'm watching it happen in my husband's lives, my clients' lives, my friends' lives. It's happening. Number 5, growth only happens outside of your comfort zone. So if you want to get stuck, if you want to get outside of being stuck in a rut, you're going to have to get uncomfortable. So that makes me bring up another good point. So you can have short-term comfort for long-term discomfort by sitting there stuck in a rut. Or you can make a couple changes which might bring you short-term discomfort for long-term comfort. Which scenario seems better to you? Long-term discomfort or short-term discomfort for long-term gain? Absolutely. I think you'd be crazy not to think that, yeah, if I can just do that, I'll get outside of my comfort zone and it will help me have a more comfortable life later. And then you always want to give thanks. You always want to have gratitude in your life for everything. Even when something doesn't go right, you can still develop a silver lining mindset where you actually see the lesson in the pain, that you see when something bad happens. You can actually be grateful that it could have been worse. You could be grateful for the fact that you'll probably make sure it never happens again. You can be grateful for the lesson you learn, even though there's pain. And the 7th and final step to getting unstuck from your rut and thriving in your life, in your love life, in your business, in your purpose, is to seek the people who have the answers and will support and guide you on your path, on that path that you are meant for. So let me ask you this. Has this been helpful? If you're watching, I'd love for you to comment. Has this been helpful? Has this been eye-opening? Has this helped maybe shine bright, help you see how you can actually shine bright? Do you feel a little more inspired, a little more energized, a little more refreshed and optimistic about the possibilities of a new and improved life? Do you feel it? I feel it for you. I literally feel it for you. So I think that's great. I know that with webinars and seminars that I've been to and books that I've read, that all of this knowledge and inspiration is great. But my concern is that this time next week, what you learn today will only be a fragment of your consciousness, and you'll still be doing the same things the same way day after day, and you're going to stay stuck in that rut. So I am offering here a few ways that you can continue to soak up this information so that you get unstuck, that you keep going down the path that's going to help you get unstuck and stay unstuck. So one offer that I have for you, if you're watching this, is for you to ask to join my exclusive Facebook community. It's called Mending Ourselves Well Exclusive Society, and you can add that in your Facebook search bar. You should be able to request to join the group, and I'd love to have you join us. My second offer for you is, if you have your phone, wherever and however you love to listen to podcasts, you can download and subscribe the Mend Yourself Well podcast. That will be for you to follow me and the message of Mend Yourself Well, to make sure that every single day you're being inspired, uplifted, and you're remembering to keep those thoughts with forward momentum so that you can actually change your life. Now, if you're watching, if you're still here and you would like to download my Dreaming Live workbook, if you're still watching the webinar, then I will have access to your email account, and I'll actually be able to email that to you. That is my gift to you. Download your Dreaming Live workbook. And if you're watching on Facebook and you also want access to my Dreaming Live workbook, just comment in the comments below that you watch this and you just say Dreaming Live workbook, please. Comment that and I will send one your way. Perfect. So now I want to pitch something to you because I know it works. I've seen it work. It is working right now on my clients. That if I hang out with you for long enough, I will brainwash you into believing in yourself and knowing that you can achieve anything. How would you like to hang out with me and start to believe that you can achieve anything? So let's, for just a moment, imagine the possibilities. Imagine loving your life. Imagine the people around you inspire you. Imagine, like Tamra, that her coworkers notice a change in her, that she is showing up better. She's showing up more confidently. Imagine having more confidence for a moment. Imagine feeling like the world is flowing in your favor. Imagine for a moment that life is going your way, that you wake up every single day inspired about the day ahead. Imagine for a moment where you feel like you're in control of your life and that it's not just the world come knocking you down and bringing you down. No, that you actually have control over the outcomes in your life. Imagine for a moment what that would look like. What would that look like for you? How would you start to show up differently in your own life? With your husband, your wife, your kids, your job? How would you show up differently if the possibilities were endless? What type of difference would that make in your own life? And if you're watching this and you have that common thread that you take care of other people, that you have an effect on people in your own life, imagine what would happen, like it did with me. As I started taking better care of myself, I started being able to take better care of other people. Would that ring true in your own life? And if all of this could happen, I want you to ask yourself, what would that be worth to you? What would a new outlook on life be worth to you? You see, I spent with my coaching client Tamra, the first hour we spent together. See, she paid me up front to work with her, just her, for 3 months. And that's a pretty penny. And within the first hour of coaching together, I asked her this. I said, now based on what you've learned in just this first hour together, and let's say that I never saw you again after today, based on what you've learned with spending this hour with me today, would that have been worth the cost of your tuition to work together for 3 months? She said, absolutely. Because she now has a new outlook on life. She sees what's possible. What is that worth to you? So if you're here, sitting here, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I want what Dr. Jenna has to offer. I want the help and support to get me to the next level. I want to mend myself well, and I have no idea how to do it by myself. I'm ready for a transformation. If you see that transformation as like hiking a mountain or climbing this rock here, if you see that it is possible, you just need someone to guide and direct you along the way. If you're ready for this transformation, then I have the perfect opportunity for you. the Mend Yourself Well 12-week group coaching experience, where we dive in deep to all the layers that you need to start reinventing yourself, to start exchanging those thoughts that are not serving you, that are keeping you stuck in a rut, where you can actually exchange those for thoughts that serve you, thoughts that start allowing you to live a life full of purpose, a life full of love, a life full of meaning. In this 12-week group coaching experience, we're going to dive into all of it, where you're actually going to build a blueprint for your new life. You're going to learn the tools and the skills and the experience of what it would look like to start taking control of your life so that you get unstuck from that rut and you start thriving in your life, in your marriage, in your job, and discovering what your unique purpose truly, truly is, so that you can go out into this world and you can start to shine bright and to start influencing the people around you, because you too are meant for something greater. And you're here today and you've listened to this entire message because you know that. You know that you are meant for more. So this 12-week plan will be the action and accountability to finally have the clarity and direction that you need. Like I said, the step-by-step blueprint to build that life that you love, the tools, I already said all this, the knowledge, the inspiration, what you learned in this hour presentation, we're going to take to the next level. We're going to dive deep. You're going to actually, from the very first moment you sign up, you're going to feel like you're attracting progress and momentum in all areas of your life. You're going to shift your mindset once and for all so that you can get unstuck and start to thrive as well. Learn how to get out of your own way. This is what keeps us stuck in a rut. We are always our biggest enemy. We're our biggest critics. We're the ones that are tired of, we're the ones that are tired and scared to take that leap of faith, to take that step into that area of discomfort. But that's when we'll grow, and that's when we'll learn that the more we do that, and the better we get at it, the easier it will become to get out of our own way. Results, results, results. That is what you're going to get in this 12-week program. You're going to get more confidence. You're going to improve your mental attitude. You're going to be positively and effectively able to handle stress. You're going to have better relationships all around you. You're going to improve your own personal contribution just by joining us. You'll see the blessings in everyday life, and you too, just like I have, will develop a silver lining mindset. That is one thing I believe is contagious about hanging out with me, is that silver lining mindset. I always want to find the silver lining in everything life throws our way. So who wants results? If you're like, oh my gosh, just tell me what this is going to cost. Just tell me I want to do this. You're ready to start thriving. You don't want me to wait another second to tell you how to join in. Well, then you're in luck. Normally, a program like this is worth $3,000 or more. And today, I'm feeling very generous, and I'm offering a huge discount where you can get started with me and a group of like-minded individuals who are on the same path for as little as $347. You can get started today. And I'm throwing in some bonuses. If you've been listening, if you're watching, I'm throwing in my Dreaming Live workbook if you stay till the end and watch this whole presentation. If you're on Facebook and you're watching, then that's for you too. I am also going to provide, technical glitch for a second. So the Dreaming Live workbook, also if you sign up today, you will get a complimentary implementation coaching call with me, where it's normally $500 to spend that time with me, where we literally walk you through every step that you need to take to start implementing these tools and practices into your own life so that you too can start thriving. That coaching call is on me. And you're also going to have lifetime access to my bonus library, where I throw in fun tips and strategies to consistently mend yourself well on a daily basis. So these video libraries, these videos have been helpful for all the people that have ever watched. I get great feedback of like, wow, I wish I would have known that 20 years ago, or oh my gosh, you made it so simple to understand this. So I'm throwing in that bonus library for you. The value of that is priceless. The transformational opportunity begins on Wednesday. The Wednesday is not the 25th, it's the 28th. So Wednesday, February 28th at 8 o'clock, we begin. And spots will begin to slip away. So I'm encouraging you, if this is something you want to do, the invitation is there. Don't wait, don't stay stuck. Come join me and start to thrive in your own life. We are starting with or without you on Wednesday at 8 o'clock p.m. The choice is always yours. You have 3 choices now. You can either, option A, process and implement what you learned today. Option B, join us today in this 12-week program by visiting this website here. I'm going to add a link in the show notes so that you can find this link and just click, but it's drjennazellers.com/MYW-coaching. So write that down or screen capture it really fast if you're interested in joining. We are starting on Wednesday, with or without you. And option C, if you're like, you know what, kind of on the fence, I don't know with what's going on in my life that this is the right fit, or I really want to talk to Dr. Jenna first to see if she thinks I'm a good fit for this, then visit my scheduling link. It's here, drjennazellers.as.me/discovery call. At no charge, we can book a discovery call. I'm opening up my schedule so that we can do that as soon as possible. And we can get you on the schedule. We can call and talk about whether or not this program would be a great fit for you. I certainly know I would love to have you if you resonate with what I've said. If you're ready for a transformation, the invitation is yours. And I can probably guarantee that the program will never be as affordable as it is today. All right, I would love to hear more from you. I'd love to hear if this was helpful for you, and I'm excited to be on this journey with you. We're going to get started, and the lucky ladies joining us are going to have a transformation. I can't wait to share with you their stories. Thanks again for your time and for following, and if you have any more questions, you can email me at support@mendyourselfwell.com. Or you can check out our website at mendyourselfwell.com. Have a fabulous day.